Trojan family. Now is the time, and the time is now. We here. Tomorrow is the spring game. Listen, I'm just coming to you real quick. I'm gonna give you my bold predictions. Look, I want one more time. I want to shout out Rita from goodgirls.com. That's GUUD girls.com. You spell it GUUD girls.com. She hooked me up with my mic. She can get anything she wants for you. She does all types of things. You just ask her, including this mug and then my USC shirt back here. But she hooked me up. So check her out at Rita at goodgirls.com. But listen, I'm here to give you my 2022 bold prediction. I've been doing enough reading, enough studying, and I think we got this thing together. And we're going to go ahead and do it real quick. Let's jump right into it. I hope everybody had a good week. It's been, a couple days, 3 days since I posted. But we want to go ahead and get this bold prediction out. And I'm doing it for the Power 5. I'm going to do the Pac-12 last. I'm doing it for the Power 5. And this is based on all the information that I read last year, the production from last year that's coming back, the production that each team has coming back. And that includes all coaches as well. What do you have on the field as it relates to coaches? So let's get into this, man. So the first one I got, I'm going to do the Big 12 first. The first one is the Big 12. Now, I know everybody's going to say Oklahoma. I know they're going to say Texas. Texas was 5-7 last year. I'm not feeling Texas. I know what the PFI had Texas, and I don't trust Steve Sarkisian. I'm just going to keep it real with you. When he was at the University of Washington, he was just okay. Then he came to USC. Some people are just good at being coordinators. I think Steve Sarkisian is just a good coordinator. I'm not taking anything away from him. I know Texas has talent, but I'm not rocking with Texas, man, and I'm not rocking with Oklahoma. I like Gabriel that came from UCF to Oklahoma. I do like him. I like Brent Venables as a coordinator, but he's yet to be proven on the field as a head coach. And I'm just one of those people, man, because sometimes head coaches coordinators don't always pan out, so we really don't know what we're getting. So I'm going with a safe pick, and I'm gonna go for the Big 12. I'm gonna go with Baylor, and this is the reason why. The QB, they have two proven QBs that are coming back. And you got 4 individuals. You got 4 players from the offensive line, and that's not to mention the defensive line. I'm picking Baylor to win the Big 12. Baylor to win the Big 12. That's my 2022 bold projection for the Big 12. Baylor's going to win it. Next, we're going to have the Big 10. Everybody likes Harbaugh, rather. You like who's coming back from Michigan. You like some of the players. But I'm not betting against C.J. Stroud. I cannot do it. He carved up Utah last year in the bowl game. It was a back and forth game. It was a good game. He carved them up. And I'm not picking against him, though. C.J. Stroud, the receivers, they just reloaded. They're not rebuilding. They absolutely reloaded. The coach, Ryan Day, I like him a lot. I trust him. And I like everything that they have on that field, man. C.J. Stroud is a superstar. He's up there. He's part of the Heisman odds. So he's up there with the Heisman odds. You got Bryce Young, you got C.J. Stroud, and then you got our quarterback, Caleb Williams, in there. So listen, Ohio State winning the Big 12. That's why I got projecting to win the Big 12. Next, we got the SEC. And this is what you guys got to understand. You guys will say, oh, you picking Bama, you picking. Listen, Georgia, it seems they having some type of issues. I don't know what's going on with Georgia. Stetson Bennett, yeah, he's going to be the quarterback, but then I'm hearing something about another guy. And then you got receivers. You got receivers that's transferring to Alabama. I mean, it's like, man, dude, what's going on? You got people in and out of the portal, coming back and forth. You have some more players that just come out. So it's just like, man, I don't know what type of confusion they have going on right now. I like Alabama. I like the Georgia Tech running back that just came from Alabama. The Georgia Tech running back that just went to Alabama. He's a monster. He's probably going to start. He was a freak at Georgia Tech. And I like what they got. They got 8 defensive players coming back to Georgia, to Alabama. I'm picking Alabama. And then you got Bryce Young. I mean, you got all the weapons around them. I like Alabama to win the SEC, hands down. Then we want to roll with the ACC. This might be a surprise pick for some people for the ACC. This might be a surprise pick for some people for the ACC. But check this out. This is what you got to understand. I seen Clemson last week. They looked absolutely horrible last year. Clemson was just not that good of a team last year anyway. And if you looked at the conference last year, you had two teams that were really just shining last year from the ACC. You had Pittsburgh and you had North Carolina State. Pittsburgh has quite a few players returning back this year, and I like what they got on the field. But the quarterback situation is the jury is still out on that. I told you our ex-quarterback, Keenan Slovis, he threw a pick. It looked like it's about to be a pick six. Dude was about to run to the house with it. And I'm just not sure. I'm not certain about Pittsburgh. I know they got some returning starters. I know they got some experience, but I'm picking North Carolina State to win the ACC. And why? Because they got the quarterback who's coming back. This guy threw for 3,400 yards last year, 35 TDs, and they beat Clemson last year. Not to mention they got some pretty good. They got 10 starters on defense coming back, and they got their offensive line coming back. So look, man. North Carolina State is about to be a beast in the ACC. I'm picking them to win the ACC this year, and that's just the way it is. You guys tell me in the comment section. Hit me up on USCJ32. Listen, I need you guys to follow me on Instagram, USCJ32 on Instagram. I put out a lot of information. I put out a lot of things that I don't necessarily talk about on here, but I put out whether it's recruiting, whether it's just updates, whatever the case may be. USCJ32 on Instagram. You can hit me up, and you can message me as well. Like, share, and subscribe. So let's go. And the last, and lo and behold, it's going to be the Pac-12. Now, let's deal with this real quick. I heard a couple people, some bold predictions for the Pac-12. I heard a guy, he just had a USC in a landslide, and he was going through their schedule, and I'm just like, man, bro, you really don't know the landscape of the Pac-12. So let's talk about it. The first game we're looking at here is going to be Rice. I feel like that's a win. We're gonna lock that in as a win. Then the second game we have here, we're gonna have Stanford, which we're gonna lock that in. We're gonna lock that in as a win as well. Third game we're gonna have Fresno State. We're gonna lock that in as a win as well. Now here's where it gets kind of tricky. We got Oregon State. We come up to Oregon State September 24th. Now, if you guys recall, Oregon State was, and this one is at Oregon State. Oregon State can be tricky, man. I remember one year we played at Oregon State. It was all foggy. You couldn't even see. You guys remember that? It was just very tricky. And Oregon State is a team last year that just pounded us all inside and out. And those running backs were on beast mode, man. And Oregon State was a they lost by Oregon last year, I think by 10 points. But they're kind of a tricky team, and they're a team that's actually getting better. Remember the first game of the season last year, they went down to Purdue and gave Purdue fits. I think it came down to minutes, man. I mean, Oregon State was having a pretty successful game against Oregon State, and even with us, they ran the ball extremely successful. However, I think that was lack of coaching, lack of development. I think now that we have our players in play, we got Thule, we got Stanley, we got Romello Height, we got Corey Foreman, we got multiple different players that are stepping up, and as a result, I just heard yesterday the D-line coach just raving about the D-line once again. So I think we got some improved players that are going to be stepping up. It's no more patty cake, Baker's man type stuff, man. We coming in and doing our thing. So I do think we're going to control the line of scrimmage. And then I think with the added factor of Caleb Williams, I think that we're going to win this game at Oregon State. So I'm giving us a W. Arizona State is going to be the next one. Arizona State, man, they just had a guy going to portal yesterday, a linebacker, their star linebacker, they were projected to have a pretty good defense coming back, but it looks like Arizona State is falling apart right now. I don't know what's going on right there, but they've fallen apart. And the linebacker that just went in the portal yesterday, apparently he's emerging as dude's like 6'6", 6'7", 200 pounds. Need to put on some weight, but he was a freshman All-American, had like 45 tackles or something. So he just went in the portal. He's emerging as a USC favorite. I mean, go figure that one. He's emerging as a USC favorite. So we're picking because of Arizona State. It's falling apart, and then of course the quarterback Jalen Daniels transferred to LSU, and then they got an Alabama transfer as a quarterback. We don't know too much about him. I mean, he hasn't shown anything on the field. That's why he transferred. So we're going with USC on this one, Arizona State. Washington State, they've improved as well. But I think we can get by them. I don't think it should be a problem. This one is going to be at home, as well as the Arizona State game is going to be at home. I think that we're going to get by Washington State, no problem. Let's see. So next we want to go to then it looks like we have a bye, and let's see. Actually, we have Utah. Now this game right here to me, this Utah game is going to tell if we're going to win the Pac-12 South. I think, just like I said with Oregon State, I think that we can control the line with the emergence of our defense, with the emergence of our players. Let me say this, I think this is a 50-50 game. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a 50-50 game. And those who's never been to Utah, you guys know. I've worked out there, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. The altitude out there in Utah is totally different from anywhere else that you've ever been. Utah, Colorado, even in Vegas, all that area out that way, going up. Those areas, man, the altitude is different. And so if you haven't experienced that, if you're not making proper preparations for that, with the mask on or whatever, it can catch people off guard, especially those guys that transferred in that have come from the South. So I'm going to pick this as a 50-50 game. I'm saying that Caleb Williams will be the difference. I think our line and I think our offensive line are experienced now. I think Caleb Williams is going to be the difference. I think he's going to get up. The environment's going to be crazy at Utah. They have an Oregon type of, environment. It's going to be hostile. It's going to be cold. It's going to be crazy. But I think we can get by this game. It's, if you look at it now, it's going to be like a 50-50 game. But I'm picking SC to win this game. Colorado, let's see, Arizona. We're just gonna outright pick them, man. They're coming up. They had a good recruiting class, actually. They had a good recruiting class, but I'm picking Arizona, USC to beat Arizona at Arizona. Cal, I'm picking SC. That's gonna be a game. Colorado, I'm picking SC. That's a home game. We're gonna win that game. So let's see. Who's next? UCLA. I'm picking SC to win that game. Oh, you say, you being a homer, I'm not being a homer, man. I'm just really thinking about, and I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna do another video tomorrow. After the spring game. But what I'm seeing right now in practice and what I'm hearing in practice, we're a totally different team. Notre Dame, I think look. Last year, we weren't all out of that game. We weren't completely out of that game last year. We were still in the game. So I think, personally, that we're going to beat Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman's a new coach. He hasn't proven himself on the field either. And, believe it or not, I got us going to the playoffs. I got us going undefeated. I'm not being a homer. Just come back to me. Come back to me in the season. Let me know what you guys think. But like, share, subscribe. I'm just trying to go through the schedule, but I feel like we have the tools. We got some more portal players that are about to come out. Hopefully that Arizona State linebacker comes to us, and hopefully maybe a little bit more interior play. But I think I'm starting to see, because we got 60 players. I told you that we're dealing with right now. But I think we got more players that are getting ready to come in the portal, and I think we got a lot to work with, man. So listen, like, share, subscribe. This is a bold prediction. It's called a bold prediction for a reason. I'm not just being a homer. I'm going through the schedule. I'm going through the numbers. I think Caleb Williams, I think our defensive players, I think the emergence of the development and the emergence of the defensive players that we have on the field right now has put us in another bracket. Has literally put us in another bracket, and we are a sleeper team. Now, you see, in the new poll just came out, the ESPN PFI came out last week, and but yesterday they had a new one that came out. ESPN's actual poll came out, and they got us ranked number 12. Now, I'm okay with that, number 12. That's more of a reasonable pick. But I think we can move up, and I think they got Utah way up there, number 4, and No, Notre Dame number 4 or Utah, one of them. But Notre Dame and Utah, they're in the top 10. But that's gonna boost our schedule up because we got to play those two teams. So I think we have a lot to work with, and I think if we just take it game by game, if we just 0-0 every game, man. We're not even trying to look way ahead. But if we take it game by game and everybody stays healthy, I believe we have the athletes on the field. I believe we had a better athletes than Utah. I believe we had a better athletes than Notre Dame, and I believe we had a better quarterback than anybody that we're gonna play this year. And so you guys tell me what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe. That's my bold prediction. I'm coming back to you guys tomorrow, man. Listen, I need you guys to keep throwing up the deuce. Fight on, and like, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. I want to hear some feedback on this. Keep throwing up the deuce.